Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Score Czar show. And I'm your host, the Score Czar. Got 51 games to look at tonight, and we're just going to hop in and see how we did. Tonight is this is Wednesday night basketball, and we're going to start with Fairfield. They're hosting Manhattan, but they're getting 4.5. We think Fairfield wins the game, so we're going to start off with a money line opportunity. And as always, folks, not as always, but I don't go and preview these games. I find out when you find out, and that's through me, right? I'm your only source. I should be anyway. So Fairfield wins the game, yes or no? No, Manhattan wins. So Fairfield 67-74. And that's we had 4.5, but we didn't. Yeah, we needed 7. So that's a loss for the computer. And we go on 1 to start the evening, but that's not always been a bad thing. Colgate at Army laying 6.5. We agree. We say Colgate by 12. We take a Colgate. And final score, as I'm broadcasting this, there's 7 seconds left with UNLV and Fresno State, and about 7 minutes with Gonzaga and Pepperdine. So hopefully by the time we get through this, those games will go final. Colgate 100, Army 90. So they did go into West Point, and they did beat them, and they did cover the spread. So that's a good pick. That's a win. And we're 1-1. USC Upstate laying 1.5 over Presbyterian. We say it's a 1-point game. We give ourselves very little room here. So we're taking the dog, and the only alternative is they lose by 1 or they win the game. That's how much room we gave them. And USC Upstate wins 60-55. So they win by 5. That was not in the cards for us, so that's a loss. Campbell at Radford laying 2.5. We say 11. Let's see what happened here. We're with Campbell's our play, and Campbell loses 67-71. So that's another loss for the computer. Xavier hosting St. John's, laying 7.5, but we say it's a 7-point game. So we took the dog here, and I don't know. I don't think that was a good play. Oh my God, St. John's won 86-73. That was a great call, computer. I'm in shock that St. John's went into Xavier and knocked the hell out of them. 13-point victory. Wow. Well, the computer said not so fast with your 7.5 there, Vegas. Let's reconsider 2 and 3 on the string. And Albany at Binghamton, and they're getting 0.5 point. So there's another money line play, and you can tell because we shaded them in green, and not many tonight, just a handful of them. So we say Albany wins the game, and what happened here? And Albany wins. Okay, let me set this up. We say Albany wins the game by 1, and what happened here? Albany won the game by 1, 68-67. Precision prediction there. Pay no attention to these red things, but that one, you got to hand it. That's a good call by the computer, man. That was a dandy is what that was. So that's a money line victory, okay? And that brings to mind something here. Let's finish this off first. So we get more money back in return than a conventional play, and that's why we like these so much. And yeah, I needed to erase this money line. We had 3 last. What I do, I copy and I paste, and so it just moves the money line down. We only have 1, so let's back that off. 119 on the year, but 1 tonight, and let's go get some more. Notre Dame hosting Boston College. The Vegas line is 8.5. We say 10, so Notre Dame's our play. Final score, Notre Dame 99-95, so 4-point victory, and that's not enough, and that's a loss. We thought that home court advantage rule applies to even the teams we pick, but maybe not. Holy Cross at home to Boston U, getting 7.5. We say Boston U by 17. And I'm not so sold on that because Holy Cross has been playing better and Boston U has been playing worse lately. So what happened? 78-65 Boston U. So they took on the roles that they've been all year. Boston U's better than Holy Cross. And I think Holy Cross peaked. I think they're done. I mean, it was a long time before they got their first victory. And then they had a handful, like 2 or 3 in a row. Here they are, Holy Cross. So look at all the losses going down. And then, we beat Lafayette. Then we lost. But 3 in a row. Hey, man, Holy Cross is suddenly good. And then they won 2 more. And I haven't recorded this, but 2 losses. So they had all those losses. Then they went on a little run and another little mini run. So, and Boston U conversely up here. Well, okay, I make that statement based on this little spell here, but they've rebounded. Boston U is back to being good again. No question about it. That's their 4th win in a row. So disregard my analysis from previous. Boston U good, Holy Cross bad. That's all you need to know. Win and a cover for us there. So another money line. Mercer at home laying 2.5 to East Tennessee State. We say East Tennessee State wins the game by 2. And Mercer wins the game 65-56. So no money line. And no conventional win because they covered that half. And just a big red dot on the evening. Furman at Western Carolina laying 13. Now, West Carolina is bad, and Furman is good, but are they this bad? Yeah, computers doubled down, said, yeah, Furman by 22 on the road. And I'll let you know a little secret. It doesn't matter whether on the road or not to the computer. It doesn't know. Furman wins 103-85. Is that? Yeah, it'd be 15. Yeah, they covered. Furman wins and covers. And look, they won by 18. Almost 22. So, good call, computer. We go 3-2 that string, so we're break even now, right? We're 5-5. Yeah, I know math. George Mason, who's good, at St. Joe's, who's not as good as George Mason. So even on the road, we say George Mason covers that 1.5 that they're laying to St. Joe's and wins by 6. Well, what actually happened? George Mason 75-70, so they win by 5, but they cover that 1.5. So that's a win. And next, Illinois at Rutgers laying 3.5. We say Illinois is so good they're going to beat it by 13. And Rutgers is tough at home, no question about it. Illinois, yeah, I just don't get it because they're one of those teams that's going to lay an egg on the road. And they did. 59-70. Yeah, there's just no effort there. I mean, none, no effort at all. What's the point of getting on a plane, flying to another city, and just to embarrass yourself? What's the point, Illinois? You're there. You're all dressed up. All those people there. Why don't you play hard? Jacksonville at Stetson. Jacksonville's pretty good. Stetson's, they're hot and cold. They've been cold lately. Jacksonville laying 1.5. Final score. Jacksonville 67-45. So Stetson decided to lay an egg at home, much like somebody did it last night. I was so angry. I was so angry I didn't even release the video because it was embarrassing. I just really, whatever that team was. Well, Akron started it, and then it was another Mid-America team, Toledo. I was mad at Toledo last night. Best team in the Mid-America, and they're playing, I think, the worst team in Mid-America, Western Michigan, and they lost at home. It's like, what? How is that even? But yet, you somehow expect that kind of stuff. I can never rationalize that kind of silliness. So Florida Gulf Coast at home, playing Kennesaw State, laying 3.5. We say it's a 4-point victory. We're taking Florida Gulf Coast in a close one. And Florida Gulf Coast, 82-76. So they exceeded our expectations. And that's Loyola of Maryland. I've been practicing, I'm not joking, I've been practicing saying Loyola, and I think I got it. They're on the road to Lafayette, laying 0.5 point. We say Loyola of Maryland wins by 6, so that's our play. And final score, Lafayette wins the game, 68-77. So that's a loss. And week 3 and 2 again on that string. If you're curious, you just get you caught up here. So the other night we went 8-26. Pretty embarrassing. It's a 23.5 winning percentage. Of those 8 wins, we did get a money line out of it. But last night we went 21-15, and we sort of rebounded. We were nipping at the 60% range. And tonight we're right break even. We're just getting started here. But we're at 866 victories on the year, 857 defeats, right at 500. So that'll get you caught up on that. Next is Hartford at home to Maine, laying 9.5. Computer says 15. Final score, Hartford 75-65. Ooh, there's that half point came into play, and we were on the right side of it. So you always remember the time you lose by 0.5 point, but you don't remember the times that you win by 0.5 point. And I mean, statistically, you should win just as many by the 0.5 point as you lose. Okay, so it does suck to lose by that point, but just keep that in mind. UMass Lowell at NJIT, laying 2.5. Me, college basketball fan, thought, well, NJIT is a better team here, but we ran the numbers and they weren't. So it was a 9-point. The computer says 9-point victory. What happened here? So NJIT did win the game, 50-59, and that's a loss. So I think the score one for college basketball douche fan, me. Okay, I call that. Computer and Vegas both got it wrong. Louisville hosting Miami of Florida, getting 2.5. We said 7-point victories. We're taking Miami, and it was 70-63, 7-point victory, 70-63. Pretty much like the computer is suggesting here. So that's a win. Alabama hosting Mississippi State. The line's 5.5. We say it's 3, so we're taking the dog, Mississippi State. And Alabama wins by 5, 80-75. So 0.5 victory, right? They only won by 5. We took the dog, 0.5 victory. Happens just as often as the losses do. Navy at American U, laying 9.5. Navy's pretty good. American U's terrible. Final score, Navy 55-46. Did that 9-point bite us? Yeah, that 0.5 point is going to bite us here. Yeah. So you don't see me getting upset and throwing chairs and making a jerk of myself. Not that I've never done that, but we lost by 0.5 point. That sucks. We won 2 other games by 0.5 point tonight, so we're plus. Okay, and that 0.5 point battle that we're waging in our head, that's just unnecessary. UNC Asheville at Charleston Southern, laying 7.5. Charleston Southern is not one of your better teams. 85-66. Asheville wins. So that is a win and a cover for us. 19 points. Wow, look at that. The predictions are kind of like, that one's not that close. Not that close. We got that bottom line number right. This one's really close. I mean, 72-65, and it was 70-60. That's really close. Not that close in terms of the prediction versus the final outcome. But sometimes it gets really on the money, and like that's interesting. So that's a win. North Carolina A&T at Hampton, laying 3.5. We say by 8, and Hampton won 93-82. They were at home, and so that's at home court advantage coming into play. You don't want to lose in front of your home fans and your girlfriend. You don't want to do that. UMBC at home playing Stony Brook, laying 2.5. We say 4-point victory, so we took UMBC, and UMBC throttled them 95-84. So that's another win for the computer. Not a loss. That's a win. LSU hosting Georgia, laying 15.5. We say 25. We're taking LSU, and it was 84-65. So did we win and cover? We won and covered. Yeah. A bunch of 3s and 2s, and we already got 3 wins on this string. Let's see if we continue to do so. Oh, yeah. Okay. St. Bonaventure hosting UMass, laying 11.5. We say it's a 9-point victory. So we're taking the dog, UMass. And the final score here was 83-71, St. Bonaventure. They won, and it was a 12-point, but 12-point victory. So that's we should have taken that damn half-point again. Comes into play. And if you're curious, everything's on the half point, and in the real world, in the real Vegas world, not everything always lands on the half point. So we're buying or selling the hook. It's a little Vegas 201 there. The hook is there to buy and sell. So if it ends on let's say 10, or let's say 12 over here, I'll buy that hook or I'll sell that hook, okay, and go down or go up. And to get it to the half point, because I want there to be wins and no pushes in our contest. Notice I didn't say wins and losses. Vermont at New Hampshire. Will Vermont face some adversity here? 8.5 is the line. We say 15. Vermont has just been sailing, but they did have a recent loss. And Vermont bounces back 71-50 in a no-effort game by New Hampshire. So that's a win and a cover. We didn't check. Let's go check right here. So we're 14-11 at 56%. Got the one money line play. Gardner-Webb at hosting Winthrop, laying 3.5. We say barely wins by 4. Let's see what happened. Oh, yeah, Gardner-Webb lost 70-81, and the half point got it. If this was 3 points, we would have taken the dog and won, but that half point got us. Okay, Wofford at the Citadel, laying 5.5. We say 11-point victory for Wofford. That's our play. Final score, Wofford 65-58. Win and a cover, because that's 7 points. Win and a cover. Stephen F. Austin hosting Chicago State, laying 18.5. We concur with Vegas. We say 23. But sometimes Chicago State will surprise you. And tonight is one of those nights. SFA 88-71. So wasn't as lopsided as we thought it would be. Duquesne home hosting George Washington, laying 2.5. And again, we give ourselves very little room here. So I mean, really, in a sense, George Washington pretty much has to win the game or lose by 1. And what happened here is George Washington won the game 52-73. And we pulled out another 3-2 string here. I wish they were more 4-1s and 5-0s. I think we're going to get there when conference tournaments start because bye home court advantage. Such a rude house guest. It's like you just come in and ruin everything. But when we go with these tournaments, it's one and done, so there's no being tired, right? And there's no home court advantage, so it evens things out dramatically. And what we're left with is our ratings, and I think our ratings are strong. Eastern Kentucky hosting North Alabama. The line's 5.5. We say it's a 2-point win for Eastern Kentucky. And final score was a 4-point win. So let's see if that covers. So yeah, that's so 80-76. So the dog was the play. The dog was the play. Good job. Bellarmine at Central Arkansas. The line 6.5. We say 12. Bellarmine's our play. They won by 10, 79-69. Another win. Another one. Drake hosting Evansville, 15.5 the line. We say 17. We're taking Drake. Drake wins 73-51. And let's see, if it were 20, it'd be 70. Yeah, okay, so in excess of 20. So, yeah, 3-game streak here. Marquette hosting Georgetown, laying 12.5. We say 16. And final score, 77-66. That's 11 points. And so that breaks our streak. That's a loss. I kind of thought that was a lot to be given Georgetown. Jacksonville State on the road at Lipscomb, laying 4.5. We say 11. So Jacksonville State's our play. And Jacksonville State wins 78-67. And look at that, 3 points and 3 points. So, and the margin we said. So that's a 4-1 string. Anyone else getting a little giddy with excitement? No? Well, you should. All right, let's see where we are in the contest. 21-14, 60%. That's really encouraging to see that. Really encouraging. Loyola of Chicago at Valparaiso, laying 9.5. We say 21. I'm going to say it's going to be closer to that than this. That's for sure. Yeah. Final score is a lot closer. Loyola Chicago 71-69, and so that's a loss. Yeah, that see, Loyola is one of those monster teams. They always go deep in the tournament. Last few years they have, anyways. It's a nice little program, but the Missouri Valley is tough, and they don't have their way with teams every night. Sometimes you got to struggle with a Valpo, a Northern Illinois, an Illinois State, a Missouri State, a Drake. I'm on the fence on Bradley, but throw them in there too. Some good teams there. Oh, and Southern Illinois, who I think actually did beat Loyola. St. Louis hosting LaSalle, 13.5. We say 19. Final score, 90-64. St. Louis is good. They're just really good. And it helps when you got to go from, where's LaSalle? Are they in Philly? All the way to St. Louis? That is a long road to go play a conference game. North Carolina hosting Pitt. Oh, we didn't give ourselves the win here. Hosting Pitt, 13.5 is the line. We'd say 15. Pitt's bad on the road. They're just bad on the road. I hereby do. Whoa, hold up. I'm going to stop my hereby do declare speech because Pitt won the game at North Carolina. Holy smokes. 67-76. Wow, just absolutely shocked. I mean, that's improbable. Totally improbable. Oh, I can't believe what I'm looking at there. Seattle U on the road at UT Rio Grande Valley. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go British on you there. Let's try that again. UT Rio Grande Valley, laying 6.5. We say 16. That's a real Division One basketball team, folks. UT Rio Grande Valley, and wow, St. Louis or Seattle rather went 102 to 62 at their place. That is a wow. That's a big time win. I mean, they're not great, but they're not terrible. Rio Grande Valley. Tarleton is how you act. Tarleton hosting Utah Valley, and Tarleton's getting a 1.5, and we say it's a 9-point victory for Utah Valley. And it was 69-56 Utah Valley. So got that top line number right on the nose, 56. So it's a win and a cover, and another 3 and 2 string. The last 2 nights have been very encouraging. Coming off of that really disappointing 23, 8 and 26. I couldn't. It was just loss all night long. Connecticut hosting Seton Hall, laying 5.5. We say it's a 5-point victory, so we're taking the dog, Seton Hall. And get this, folks, watch this. 70 to 65. Half-point victory, okay? It happens just as often as the losses do. Good call, computer. Wow, impressive. That's an impressive call. It really is. Baylor at Texas Tech. Wow, really? That's a great matchup. Texas Tech laying at 1.5. We say Baylor wins the game, so it's a money line play. And Baylor loses. Wow, Baylor, you got to stop losing. 73 to 83. So it's just a complete loss, total waste of time. Strong home court advantage. New Mexico State hosting Dixie State, 15.5 is the line. We say 18. So New Mexico State's our play. And it was 75 to 64. Yeah, I was a little leery of that one, but I look at Dixie State's numbers and they're not good. They're really not good, but they'll surprise you occasionally. But overall, they're pretty bad. Moorhead, who's a good team, and UT Martin, who they field a Division One men's college basketball team. And Moorhead wins only by 8, 68 to 60. Half point got us. Got us just like it won for us. Here it got us. So we're in its debt. You do this, and this is not so fast. We're not done yet. we have time to spoil your fun here. I'm surprised. Morehead State's a better team than that. Now this one I can already tell you that I haven't looked. I have no idea how this game ended, but I'm gonna bet you Northwestern won by 12. Okay, because Purdue says, "Oh, why bother? We'll show up, but you're not going to get our A game." Final score: Northwestern. Okay, so Purdue wins 70 to 64. Okay, 70 to 64. Winning a cover. You see what you do there? You set those expectations low, right? And then you get a pleasant surprise. And here's an unpleasant surprise: 2 and 3. That's not a pleasant surprise. There's nothing pleasant about that. SMU at Temple, laying 4.5. SMU's our play. Final score: SMU lost 57-64. Home court advantage, folks. It's 4 real. So that's a loss. Auburn hosting Vanderbilt. Surprised to see the line at 3.5 because Vandy's a good team, but man, Auburn is terrific. 15 points. Computer says, what happened here? 94 to 80. So 14-point win and a cover. Woohoo! No, it wasn't half a point. Yes, it was a half a point. Wins just as often as it loses. I think I've hammered that point home. Boise State at Air Force laying 9.5. We say it's a 20-point victory, and Boise State 85-50. Winning a cover, and we move on. Grand Canyon at Cal Baptist, 2.5's the line. We say Grand Canyon wins by 11, but don't underestimate these guys, Cal Baptist. Grand Canyon is our play, but Grand Canyon wins 65-60, and it's a win and a cover. Yeah, I knew it'd be closer because Cal Baptist is no slouch. They're pretty. They've had nights when they're just really sharp. Okay, that leaves us with the two games that we mentioned at the beginning here. Fresno in a tussle with the UNLV. When I looked at it just before I did this broadcast, UNLV was actually in the game. Now it's a final, and UNLV prevails, 57-60. Now I'm starting to get that bottom line number. Before I was getting the top line. Now I'm getting that bottom line. So that is a loss, and we go 3-2. Final game is Gonzaga at Pepperdine, laying 30.5. We say 42. That's silly. How silly is this? And it's 86-66, so only by 20. So no cover, and that's a loss. I think I got a red one loaded. Yep. Okay. So we lose that one. And tonight we went 29-22, 56.86%, which is on a par with how we did last night. So I like the momentum. I like where the direction has returned to where it was. And this was bouncing around, but you get two nights in a row when you're at 56%. And trust me, folks, I'm not satisfied with 56%. Okay. It's just encouraging, that we need to be way better than 56%, otherwise there's no point in hosting a show and putting y'all through this stuff because we need to be 65, 70%. That's where we need to be in order to have some kind of value out there. And we're not there yet, but we may get there when the conference tournaments. So 51 games are in the books, and that's going to do it tonight. For me, I'm going to get started on doing the predictions for Thursday night, and I'll try to get a prediction show out. But I tell you, it's been tough. It's been tough to get these prediction shows out because, it's like wake up at 4:30 in the morning and do them. And in the meantime, I got emails coming in at me, and so it's tough to get them done. I got to get out the outside salesman for a tool company. I got to get out the door, start making calls, at no later than 8. So it gets to be tough to put together these preview shows. But trust me, this was what the computer had. Let me just prove the point as best as I can. You look at this last prediction was Gonzaga and Pepperdine, and we fill in all the data that we need for our prediction. 83-41 was our prediction. And just to double check, here it is right here, 83-41. Okay, I just simply take that number and move it over here. I want to know how I'm doing. It's no good for me to cook the books. I don't learn anything from that. So these were the legit predictions, and this is how we did tonight, almost 57%. So that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the